The weekends were made for backtesting. I gave a quick breakdown on Friday in regards to GBPUSD rejecting this key support level, the bottom of this range. But as you can see, price has now broken this range and crashed over 80 pips on Friday, which is, to be honest with you, was not expecting a break. I was expecting a bounce before we did see the break of the range, but now we're out of the range. We're clearly now going to look for our next support level, right? However, sticking to my guns, I still believe there will be a retrace on the Sunday or Monday. I don't think price is going to, just move in a straight line. Of course, this setup was mainly due to the Brexit negotiations not going according to plan with the EU. I mean, there's still a lot of friction there, and that's why, of course, traders, investors are literally dumping the pound based on this data. But of course, the market is not going to go in a straight line. So let's look for our next support level. So how do we do that? From the 4-hour time frame, as you can see, you can't see much. So what we have to do is go on a daily time frame. You could even go on the weekly. But as you can see, our analysis from last year is still intact. So we don't have to do much guesswork. We can see where price was previously and we can start to match that up with where price is now. As you can see, we're heading towards our key, I would consider this a key resistance area that we'll at least see a rejection of before we do see a continuation to the downside. And just based on this Fibonacci, I didn't even notice this until now, but this is why I like to keep my charts as it is, because literally now I can just use this to predict where price will go next after the break. And as you can see, the safest level to sell to after the break of this key support area would be our 61.8 Fibonacci level. And let's measure how many pips that is to our next level. That's roughly 160 pips, right? Now, of course, if we don't have these key level drawn in, or we don't have our Fibonacci or other technical tools mapping out our next areas of resistance or support, it becomes guesswork, or it becomes trying to find support and resistance that aren't quite there, right? So if we can't see any more key support areas past our weekly or daily time frame, the only thing to do after that would be then to utilize our technical tools such as the Fibonacci, which you can use to predict where price could potentially go next. And I mean, I've had a lot of people asking me, should they start buying gold? Should they start buying? Should they start selling yen? Um, I would say try to stick, especially as the market's becoming extremely volatile. Try to stick to the trend and simply sell on the pullbacks or buy on the pullbacks. I think that's the safest way to go about things right now. I mean, there's no point of trying to sell gold when we know that the gold's going to strengthen throughout the year, especially with a lot of countries now admitting to the populace that they are actually in a recession now. And so many cuts are happening. So to start selling gold, uh, the odds are against you guys. So I'm getting that question a lot now. Yesterday alone, I had over 20 people ask me, is it the best time to start selling gold? Obviously, if you do have a short-term day trade strategy and you want to go for it, by all means. But try to stick to the trend, because the trend is your friend until it ends. So back to GBPUSD, still short on GBP pairs across the board. But of course, I am going to wait for those pullbacks to then sell again. And that's about it. Let's have a look at GBP yen. Beautiful pair this week. Absolutely incredible. Pretty basic setups. I mean, we did get caught out on this one. I think we should have had a more. Our stop loss was a bit tight. We got taken out by a few pips, and as you can see, prices go in our direction. But nevertheless, that we don't really mind, because GBP JPY, our trades on it did pay off overall for the week. So, a small 35 pip loss isn't something that we're going to lose sleep over. But again, guys, we're looking for some great opportunities next week. If you do want to join us, remember we have a 1-week free trial in our Forex Signal group. So make sure you download the Telegram link before you click the link in my bio. And again, we're approaching that 9,000 pip mark profit for the year. We might do something big once we do hit that milestone. And guys, we got massive setups on the indice market next week. We're targeting over 1,000 pips next week alone on the indice market. So send us a message so you can join us and take advantage of that. Guys, as little as zero point 0.1 will make you over $1,000 alone. So make sure you join us, make sure you get involved, and I'll speak to you all soon.